Welcome to today's Explainer, Bagan's Hidden Truth. So we're heading to the ancient city of Bagan in Myanmar. And, we're going to move way past those Instagram-perfect postcards to uncover a history that's quite literally been swallowed by the earth.
What lies beneath the balloons? Think about it. When you look up Myanmar, you inevitably see this one very specific scene. Hot air balloons just floating silently over misty temples, right? It looks almost too perfect, like a movie set. But what's really fascinating here is the turbulent reality hiding just beneath that cinematic illusion.
Let's talk about the Kingdom of Pagan. Between the 11th and 13th centuries, this land was the absolute heart of a massive empire. And it wasn't just some quiet religious outpost. It was this thriving, cosmopolitan center for religion and commerce that completely rivaled the Khmer Empire over in Angkor Wat.
10,000. Now, to put that number into perspective, at the absolute zenith of this golden age, the wealthy rulers and everyday citizens built an astonishing 10,000 Buddhist temples, pagodas, and monasteries across the plains. 10,000! It's honestly hard to wrap your head around that sheer level of architectural brilliance and devotion.
But look at the Golden Age, where 10,000 original structures were built, versus modern day, where only about 2,200 structures remain standing today. That is a massive, massive drop. And you might be wondering, well, why? Some people are quick to point fingers at Mongol invasions, but actually, the real enemy was right beneath their feet. Enter the Sagong Fault. This is a major tectonic plate boundary in Myanmar, and it's responsible for generating some of the absolute most destructive seismic tremors in all of Southeast Asian history. Geographically speaking, Bagan was basically built right on top of a ticking time bomb, locking the empire into this relentless, punishing cycle of earthquakes.
8.0. That was the magnitude on the Richter scale of the catastrophic Great Quake of 1975. The Earth violently reclaimed its territory here. The sheer force decapitated ancient stupas and turned centuries of brilliant brickwork into just unrecognizable dirt in a matter of seconds.
6.8, and that was much more recently, in 2016, when nature struck again. That 6.8 magnitude quake severely damaged nearly 400 temples, including the truly iconic spires of Suleimani and Ananda. It's a stark reminder that this is a fragile, living archaeological site, constantly battling the elements.
Section 1. The controversial rebuilding.
So, let's look at the human side of this. In the 1990s, a restoration was initiated by the military junta. This was a hugely rushed project, meant to turn Bagan into a massive international tourist magnet. But the catch? They completely disregarded historical accuracy and traditional architectural styles. They literally just slapped modern materials, like standard commercial concrete, right onto these ancient sacred foundations.
If we look at the timeline, in the 1990s, the inaccurate restoration campaign begins. Because of that, throughout the 2000s, there were decades of UNESCO World Heritage status denial. The international community just couldn't validate the historical integrity, right? It wasn't until much later, in 2019, that UNESCO protection was finally granted, but only after some very rigorous conservation assessments.
Section 2. Responsible tourism today. So, how do we summarize traveling here responsibly? Step 1. Do not climb. You've got to respect the strict bans that were enacted after the 2016 quake. It's all about safety and preserving the site. Step 2. Support conservation. Definitely pay that archaeological zone entrance fee because it directly funds the accurate restorations happening right now. And step 3. Look beyond the sunrise. Seriously, rent an e-bike and just go explore the authentic, crumbling dirt path stupas. That's where the real magic of this place actually lives.
Which brings us to a really important question. In our rush to capture the perfect sunrise photo, are we protecting Bagan's fragile history or simply consuming an illusion? As we wrap up this explainer, drawing from AsiaBackpackTrip.com, I want you to really think about that. When you finally stand on those sweeping plains, what kind of traveler are you going to be? An informed protector or just a passive consumer? The choice is entirely up to us.